Good morning. My name is Marissa Anteby, and we're going to start with a morning stretch. Let's take our fists, make two fists, and put them to your temples. So your elbows are wide. You have these two fists at your temples. And then with your elbows, make circles going backwards with your elbows, circles going backwards. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's make circles going forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's take the elbows in to touch each other and then open. Do it again. 7, open. 6, open. 5, open. 4, open. 3, open. 2, open. 1, open. Clasp your hands behind your head. Let's side bend over to the right and then come back to center. Do it 7 more times to the right. 7 and up. 6 and up. 5 and up. 4 and up. 3 and up. 2 and up. 1. Let's do it over to the left. Side bending, coming up. Your hands are clasped behind your head. 2, up. 3, up. 4, up. 5, up. 6, up. 7, up. 8. Let's keep our hands clasped behind the head and twist to your right. And then come back to center. Keep going to the right. 2, center. 3, center. 4, center. 5, center. 6, center. 7, center. 8, go to the left. 8, center. 7, center. 6, center. 5, center. 4, center. 3, center. 2, center. Take your arms up wide to a letter V. Turn your palms out. Dive forward. Your arms go out to the sides and down. Inhale, come up to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Do it again. Inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, fold. 2 more. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, fold. 1 more. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees and reach your arms up to the ceiling. Your palms face each other. Your hands are shoulder distance apart. See if you can sit backwards a little bit more, that you're pulling your butt backwards and down. Hug your belly in and puff out your low back. Then take your hands outside of your feet. Drop your head, straighten your legs. Rebend your knees. Take your arms up by your ears into that position we were just in. It's a chair pose with the feet hip width apart. Take your hands outside of your feet. Drop your head, straighten your legs. Rebend your knees. Reach your arms up by your ears. Let's do it 2 more times. Take your hands outside of your feet. Straighten your legs. Rebend your knees. Take your arms up by your ears. Let's do it 1 more time. Take your hands outside of your feet. Straighten your legs. Rebend your knees. Reach your arms up by your ears. Let's pause here. Breathe here. Then put your hands on your thighs. Look to the ceiling. Arch your spine. Look into your belly. Round your spine. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. 2 more. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. 1 more. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Take your hands right outside of your feet and step your right leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Take your left arm out to the side and up to the sky. You're in a twist. Lower this hand down. Do it 7 more times. Up and down. 6, up and down. 5, up and down. 4, up and down. 3, up and down. 2, up and down. 1 up and down. Walk your back foot forward. The feet are 2 fists width and parallel. With the knees bent, put your hands on your thighs. Tap your toes and then tap your knees. 7 knees, 6 knees, 5 knees, 4 knees, 3 knees, 2 knees, 1 knees. Take your hands outside of your feet. Step your left leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Reach your right arm out to the side and up to the sky. You're in a twist. Lower this hand down on an exhale. Lift it up, the elbow stays straight the whole time, and lower it down like a door opening and closing. 4 up and down. 5 up and down. 6 up and down. 7 up and down. 8 up and down. Walk your back foot forward. The feet are 2 fists width and parallel. Reach your arms forward and up. We're back to this chair pose with the feet apart. Take your hands outside of your feet. Let's combine things. Drop your head and straighten your legs. Then rebend. Do it 3 more times. Straighten and bend. 2 more. Straighten and bend. 1 more. Straighten and bend. Now keep your knees bent and take your right leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Take your left arm out to the side and up to the sky. Here's where we're really going to add on. We'll keep the left arm to the sky and the right hand down. Walk your back foot forward. Both knees are bent. The feet are hip width and parallel. Let's take that same right leg backwards and forward. Oh, complicated here. 3, forward. 4, forward. 5, forward. 6, forward. 7, forward. 8, forward. Stay here. You're in a twisted chair. Look up to see your thumb. Lower this left hand down. Put your hands on your thighs. Push off your thighs. Come to stand up. Broaden across your collarbones. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. 3 more. Up, back, and down. 2 more. Up, back, and down. 1 more. Up, back, and down. Clasp your hands at your low back. Straighten your elbows. Find a stretch across your chest. Lift your knuckles up away from you. And then lower your knuckles to your back. Do it again. Lifting the knuckles away from you and then lowering your hands, keeping the hands clasped. 2 more, lifting and lowering. 1 more, lifting and lowering. Take your hands out to the sides, all the way to the sky. Dive forward, go all the way down to the ground. Inhale, lift to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg long back behind. We're going to do this little routine on the second side. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Here's where we keep the right arm to the ceiling, but walk the left foot forward. So we're staying in a twist. The feet are hip width apart. Let's take that left leg back 7 and forward. Back 6 and forward. Back 5 and forward. Back 4 and forward. Back 3 and forward. Back 2 and forward. Back 1 and forward. Stay in the twist. Look up to see your thumb. Lower this hand down. Drop your head. At your low back, interlace your fingers. Then switch the grip. You're clasping your hands your second way. Drop your head. Keep the heels of your hands touching. Straighten your legs and send your knuckles not only up to the ceiling, but overhead to the wall out in front of you. Release your hands outside of your feet. Take your right leg long back behind you. Reach your arms forward and up. Open your arms to a T. Now this knee that's out in front of you, we're going to twist towards that bent knee in front of you. So you're twisting to your left and come back to center. Do it again. 7, center. 6, center. 5, center. 4, center. 3, center. 2, center. 1, stay in the twist. Look back at your back hand. Then look forward at your front hand. Then take your front hand down to high finger pads, the top hand to the sky. Look up to see your thumb. You're in a twist. Lower this hand down. Walk your back foot forward. The feet are 2 fists width and parallel. Inhale to a tabletop with your legs straight. Exhale, fold over. Right away, send your left leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Reach your arms forward and all the way up. You're in a high lunge. Open your arms to a T. Now this front knee that's bent, we're going to twist towards the front knee. Twist to your right and come back to center. 2, center. 3, center. 4, center. 5, center. 6, center. 7, center. 8, stay in the twist. Look back at your back hand. Then look forward at your front hand. Take that front hand down to the ground, high finger pads. Take the right arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Breathe here. It's a big stretch across your waist. It's also a stretch for the outside of your right hip. Lower this hand down. Walk your back foot forward. The feet go 2 fists width and parallel. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Now let's step the feet super wide apart. Again, you don't even have to be onto a mat. You just have your feet maybe on your carpeting or wood surface or a mat, whatever. Your toes are facing forward. Take your hands to your hip bones and then come all the way up. So we have the legs nice and wide. There's a stretch here. Let's take the arms to a letter V. So our body kind of looks like a letter X, a wide letter X. Let's keep the left arm up. Take your right hand to touch your left foot, right hand, left foot, and come back up. Then left hand, right foot, and come back up. Let's alternate. Right hand, up, left hand, up. 3, up, 3, up. 4, up, 4, up. 5, up, 5, up. 6, up, 6, up. 7, up, 7, up. 8, up, 8, up. Take your arms to a T. Take your hands to hold your hip bones. Bring the feet just under your shoulders. So not as close as under the hips, but not as wide as we just were. So your feet are under your shoulders. Then bend your knees and take your hands to your thighs. Drop your head. Keep your knees bent, just dropping your head, but send your shoulders away from your ears, that your shoulders are moving towards the ceiling. Then push off your thighs to come to stand up. Take your arms to a T shape again. Swivel to your right. Take your left hand forward and down to the ground in front of you, far forward, but the hand is centered. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Keep your arms spread wide apart. Rise back up. The left hand is forward. The right arm is back. Then come back to center with T-shaped arms. Twist to your left. Come forward. Your right hand goes down far out in front of you. Your left arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Keep the arms spread wide apart. Rise up. Right hand forward. Left arm back. Return to a T shape. Bend your knees. Put your hands on your thighs. Take your hands to touch your feet. Then walk your hands in front of your feet on high finger pads. Then walk your hands forward until your torso is parallel to the ground with your heels remaining down. Now we have this space between our hands. Let's split that space and put your right hand to the middle of that space. Take your left hand to your left hip, holding your hip bone. Then turn and open to the left. Take your left arm to the ceiling, straighten your legs. Take your left hand to your left hip bone, bend your knees, take both hands down to the ground. The hands are shoulder distance apart on high finger pads. Now we're going to split the difference between the hands by putting the left hand to the middle of that space, the right hand to the right hip bone. Then turn and open to the right. Take your right arm to the ceiling and straighten your legs. Rebend your knees, take your right hand to your right hip bone, take both hands down to high finger pads. The hands are far out in front of you, but now bring your shoulders forward over your wrist. You're on these high finger pads and your heels are down. Then straighten your legs and drop your head. You're tugging your heart backwards towards your thighs. Keep tugging your heart backwards towards your thighs and plant your hands flat. Drop your head. Then take your hands to hold your ankles as you drop your head. Then bend your knees and put your hands down. Your hands are shoulder distance apart, they're flat. Step your right leg long back behind you, followed by your left leg. You're in a plank position, top of a push-up. Lift yourself upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Let's alternate. Come forward to plank, shoulders over the wrist. It's just like the top of a push-up. Then go backwards to downward facing dog. Do it 3 more times. Come forward to plank, shoulders over wrist. Go upwards and backwards, downward facing dog. Do it 2 more times. Come forward to plank, shoulders over wrist. Go backwards, downward facing dog. Do it 1 more time. Come forward to plank. Go backwards, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank and take your knees down. Let's take the knees a little bit wider apart and the feet wider apart. We're going to do something different today. Turn your toes out. So it's kind of like a frog position. Then take your knees even wider and wider. So you're taking your legs to a frog-like position. You're stretching the inner groins, the inner thighs. Come down onto your elbows. Your palms are face down. Have this like box shape rectangle between the forearms. So instead of the hands slipping in, the hands are as wide as your elbows. Pause here. So again, it's a stretch for the inner thighs, for the groins. Let's take the knees and the feet a little bit wider. Let's turn the elbows outside. You're going to stack your hands one on top of the other and lower your forehead down. Lift your forehead up. Return the arms to have that rectangle shape between them. Pause here. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Now you're no longer down on your elbows. Move your knees a little bit closer. Let's turn the toes. So we'll tuck the toes and have the knees under the hips, the feet in line with the knees. Inhale, arch your spine, look to the ceiling. Exhale, round your spine and look in. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 2 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Do it 1 more time. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Come to a neutral spine. Go up onto high finger pads. Take your right arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Then scoop this arm inside of the left arm. So we'll take the right arm to the ceiling and scoop it under 2. Lift it up. Scoop it under 3. Lift it up. Scoop it under 4. Lift it up. 5. Up. Under 6. Up. Under 7. Up. Under 8. Stay here. As you look past your left shoulder, your right shoulder is gliding off of your back. So you're creating a little bit more space across your back. Then return your right hand to high finger pads. Let's do the left arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Then scoop this arm under the right, then lift it back up. 2, scoop and lift. 3, scoop and lift. 4, scoop and lift. 5, scoop and lift. 6, scoop and lift. 7, scoop and lift. 8, stay with the scoop. Look past your right shoulder. The left shoulder is gliding off of your back. You're creating a little bit more room across your back. Breathe into that space from that left shoulder. Then return both hands to high finger pads, shoulder distance apart. Then plant your hands flat. Look to the ceiling, arch your spine. Look into your belly, round your spine. Come to a neutral spine. Return to those high finger pads like there's a cupcake under each hand. So you're sharing the energy with the earth beneath you. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Be mindful that you're making a bone-to-bone connection, that the right arm and the right knee are touching each other. Take your left arm to the ceiling. It's a big stretch across your chest. Then lower this left hand down. We'll do it just 3 more times. Lifting up, lowering down on the exhale. 2 more. Inhaling, exhaling. 1 more. Lift and lower. Let's return the right knee under us. We're back to all fours with the hands on high finger pads and the toes tucked. Step your left foot outside your left pinky finger. So you have this bone-to-bone connection, left arm and left knee. Then take your right arm to the ceiling. Look up to see your thumb. Stretch across your chest. Let's take this hand down. 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1. Take this hand down, return your left knee to the ground behind you. All of your toes are tucked. Plant your hands. Take the knees wide apart, point your feet, and bring your big toes to touch. Then send your butt all the way back to your heels. Notice that your elbows are lifted and your forehead is off the ground. Let's keep the legs as they are. Just come forward. Your shoulders go over your wrists. And then tug yourself backwards, your butt over your heels. Do it 3 more times. Come forward, go backwards. Do it 2 more times. Come forward, go backwards. Do it 1 more time. Come forward, go backwards. Now stay backwards. Loop your right arm under the left. Walk your left hand more forward. Take your right ear down to the mat. It's not only a stretch for the back of your right shoulder, it's a lengthening of the left side of your waist. Lift your head up, return your right arm out in front of you. Keep your butt pulling backwards. Loop your left arm under the right. Take your left ear to the mat. Reach your right arm even more forward. So now it's a stretch for the back of the left shoulder and a lengthening for the right side of your waist. Lift your head up, walk your left hand forward. Let's come back to all fours. So rearrange your hands at the front edge of the mat or on your carpeting or wood surface. Rearrange your knees under your hips so they're no longer super wide, and your feet behind your knees. Tuck your toes, come up onto high finger pads. This time, widen your hands wider than shoulder distance. Step your right foot inside of your right hand. Step your left foot inside of your left hand. Bend your knees, put your hands on your thighs. Push off your thighs, come to stand up. Broaden across your collarbone. Pause here. Breathe here. So here we are with our morning stretch. We've stretched our legs, we've stretched our torso, our arms. Reach your arms out to a T. Give yourself a hug with your right arm on top. Reach your arms out wide. Give yourself a hug with your left arm on top. Reach your arms to the ceiling. Take your hands to high prayer. Take your prayer hands in front of your heart.